So it's really live now. Technology. Yes, I used to be in the technology world. And I'm going to try one more time. So it seems all the technology is trying to ruin me here. What is going on? I guess we won't have Instagram today. I don't know what to say. Hopefully people can find us. So again, vertebral artery to the spinal artery. C3 for the eyes. And also for the eyes, we want to hit the liver. Liver is the Chinese medicine related organ for the eyes. So our part 1, vertebral artery to the spinal artery. And grounding as always. Vertebral artery, but then the vagus nerve, sky window, down the torso. So I don't see anybody there on any of the Facebook pages. If you're there, let me know and I'll know that it's working. There might be a delay. But let's go to our list of requests. We have someone that was here 2 hours ago. So we're going to do a lot for breast cancer, breast cysts, fibroadenomas, all these different things. So blood flow to the brain. So if everybody would sit, take a deep breath, breathe in through your nose, count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out through the nose, count to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then breathe normally. That's a relaxation response instigation. So I'm just going to do a quick scan to see if people are actually seeing me. Yep, fibroadenoma. We're going to work on that right now too. It should be working now. Henry, keep trying. 2 minutes ago. Might be a delay. I'm not sure what changed from last week to this week. If you want, we can come in early again together. I was presuming that it was all set, but you never know. So for the breast, 2-part process. We have breast cancer and fibroadenoma. So that would be vertebral artery to the spinal artery and T4. So everything with the Tongren, we want to do a 2-part process, blood flow, nerve flow. So the nerve flow would be T4. And the blood flow would be the mammary arteries through the sky window and stomach 11 and 12 areas. So a 2-part process. And for hormonal balancing, which is also critical in these situations, hypothalamus and pituitary. So we will allow photo access, photos, update photo. and continue. Then the ouch point of the breasts and the Chinese points, which are really supportive, which is lung 1, lung 2. So hang in there, Henry. Keep trying. Might take a few minutes. I got a little bit of a late start myself. So the lymph nodes, let's do a lymph node tune-up for everyone, including the breast cancer, the fibroadenoma. So the armpits, inguinal lymph are the 4. So the armpits, the axillary lymph. So we want to make sure there's no stagnation in the armpits where the lymph needs to drain. And the lymphatic duct to relieve. The lymph goes to the blood, to the liver. Just as the flow of detoxification is from the bowels to the lymph to the liver. And anti-inflammation for fibroadenoma. And T3 for the lymph, T4 for the breast, and T1 for the bones, perfect blood. So it seems on Facebook it just came live now. Not sure what the delay is. Feels like a Mercury retrograde, if you ask me. Not sure what all the delays are about. I know I paid my rent. I'm going to try one last thing. For Instagram people, not sure why Instagram is keep kicking me out. I'll try it one last time. Usually you just press. And there it is. Seems the engineers have decided to change things. And we are now going live on Instagram. We are now live on Instagram as well, and everybody will know about it very soon. So anti-inflammation for everyone. So if you think of inflammation balance and hormone balance. T1 for perfect bones and GB39 for perfect bones as well. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and then the microbiome, which is where 70% of our immune system is actually living. And when I say living, it's really living. The microbiome is made up of friendly flora, different kinds of living things which support our existence. And 70% of our immune system is in the gut. And let's just move this back here. And there we go. And then for the bladder, T7 blood flow and the nerve flow is S1 to S5. So frequent urination, Kegel exercises are good. They strengthen the pelvic floor. Certain herbs can help with frequent urination as well to tone up the bladder. Crystal Star, bladder support and bladder strength, a couple of examples. So I'm live on Facebook, but I don't see anybody from Facebook. Each week, I presume the technology is the same, but it does seem to be running at a fast pace. So for the bladder, S1 to S5, and bladder 54 to support the bladder. And then the vagus nerve down the torso for part 3. And grounding, the spleen 6, which is the kidney, the spleen, liver, and kidney point. Powerful point, also good for grounding the bladder as well. Liver 3 and kidney 1. Great. So let's continue on. Hopefully everybody can see me. I'm just going to jump to the end because that's when people can talk to me soon. I see Drew, Eureka, Henry, 9 minutes ago. That's great. Mahak, we have you in, and we'll work on some more of that. And let's continue on with our next request from Dolly, 38 minutes ago. It looks like blood flow to the brain. And then after that, we will work on Esther, and we will talk about Esther and Masterpiece Theater, maybe. Blood flow to the brain. So Dolly, let's read this out for people. Left foot and leg has numbness, and my right foot on top arthritis and weight, and my right side sciatica. So let's begin with that. Blood flow to the brain. And pat for the shoulders and the hands and arthritis. Any itis is the same. So is anybody out there in Instagram? It says live. So hormone balancing. So for the shoulders, shoulder release point, GB39. And let's see if we get anybody here for Facebook. Is anybody out there from Facebook? If you are, just say hi so I know the connection is made. We're on 4 Facebook pages. We're on Instagram. Instagram. Somebody commented, hi Joe, but I don't see it on my Instagram account. How does that happen? Hi from Facebook. But it's not showing up. Facebook and Instagram. So I'm going to stop talking about these technologies and just get on with our work here. So let's be very focused. Shoulders, shoulder release point, brachial plexus, nerves of the shoulders. Arthritis and osteoarthritis, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So Instagram is now on track. And Alistair Crowley has just shown up from Facebook. I think there's a delay in these things, so I'm going to have to start earlier. So for the shoulders, brachial plexus down to the elbow that has the problem. Shoulder ouch points. And then for the lower extremities, blood flow, nerve flow, we have T7 right side. So lumbar 1 to 5. So we're talking about the sciatic nerve, and there are two main areas to focus. The lumbosacral plexus, which is the source of the nerves which bundle to become one nerve called the sciatic nerve. And GB30 for the muscles that wrap around the sciatic, causing the sciatic problem, the piriformis. So we want to make sure we're thorough for the treatment of the sciatic. And grounding down to the leg, tracing the sciatic nerve down the leg, and bladder 54, which also supports that. And the one remaining thing is weight loss, which is T7, T11, T12, L4, L5 for digestion, absorption, and elimination. So I recommend increased hydration, nutrient-dense foods, less or no animal products, because they create inflammation, which slow down your digestion. They also have many toxins as well. And then we also have fancy earthling with prostate cancer, metastasites of the bones, and lymph. So T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for anti-inflammation, and oxygen increasing. T7 for the lower extremities, but T3 for the lymph, T1 for the bones, metastases. So L3 for the prostate. In blood pressure, I recommend anything with hawthorn berry. It's a really excellent product with David Winston. He has a hawthorn berry paste, which is excellent for blood pressure. Blood flow, nerve flow, chi flow, all of the above. So again, the vagus nerve to the sky window, down to the lower dantian, which is where the laser is. So if you want to put your focus on that area, That also works to support the prostate. Excuse me, I've been talking all day. And then grounding to the feet, liver 3 and kidney 1. And thank you everybody for joining. Appreciate your patience. So that was also for Fancy Earthling. But remember the classic point for blood pressure, GB17 for all my students out there. And there we go for blood pressure, and we'll continue to work on that. So we're going to work with Esther. So let's work on blood flow to the brain, and the first thing listed was grief. Blood flow to the brain, part 1. Blood flow and nerve flow to the spine, and grief is also lungs. And for everyone, a relaxed mind. TB13 for grief, T3 for grief. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. For pain, anti-inflammation, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. A really good device for pain are earthing mats. They increase the eosinophils, which help to decrease pain. And let's just check with our Instagram community. T7 for the lower extremity blood flow enhancement. So healing the skin, so I would highly recommend the skin recovery spray from Dr. Wheatgrass. And it's kind of interesting, the less often you use it, the more powerful it can be. Even working on things like leprosy, boils and things like that successfully. He's one of my main people for interviewing because he has so much to offer. Lung health also for T3 for lung health for the dad. Confidence, TB13 right side. And of course the in-tongue, the third eye, to connect to your true self, understanding that everyone, including yourself, is sacred and worthy of success. So that should give you confidence and faith in yourself. The truth lies within. Revealing the truth gives us confidence. We are all sacred. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Sandy and Isaac will also work on the pancreas, insulin resistance, and eye health, C3, and the ouch point for the eyes again. Sky window for facial artery. Trigeminal nerves. Lower back. So let's work on the lower back, T7 to T12, as well as T11 to 12 for bowel function. So there's a he instead of a she. Is that what I get from that message? I apologize. Yes, Henry, you can use your own name. So I'm just checking in, see how everybody's doing. I just go to the bottom because that's the most recent message. And we will continue. Also, another point on metastases. There are some very well-known techniques for anti-metastases. One is a biomat, and you can spend a lot of money or a fair amount of money for them. Infrared light therapy. And hello, guest 1675038, also known as Esther. So our next one is multiple sclerosis. Something you need to know about multiple sclerosis, it could be a misdiagnosed Epstein-Barr virus infection, because viruses eat fat. Fat surrounds the nerves. When you lose the myelin sheath around the nerves, you expose the nerves, you create lots of pain, and that's MS. But that's the lunch or the target foods for viruses is fat. So too much fat in the diet, acidity and things like that can encourage viral activity in the body. So blood flow to the brain. So hello, homeopathy LM. Yes, still twice a day for Joe, by the way. So we will work from MS, anti-inflammation, T123478. So there's a lot of mention of jaw, teeth, gums, and tinnitus. So there's a reason those are mentioned at the same time, probably. You need an adjustment in the jaw. That's number one. Number two, do yoga exercises for the jaw and for tinnitus. And it will help the teeth, the jaw, the gums. And also there's a company called Primal Health Organics, something like that for teeth. They have the best teeth products in the world, I think. So let's work on the MS T123478. Work on the gut for the antiviral T11, T12, L4, L5. And then the ouch points and blood flow and nerve flow for the jaw, teeth, and gums. C3, 4, and 5. And for tinnitus, special nerve, the vestibular-cochlear nerve, the cranial nerve for tinnitus. And hello, Anne, on Instagram. Good to see you, Anne. And then T123478, anti-inflammation, for pain, for Esther, for everyone. And also for outgoing local, 33M. Oh, that's just the time. Sorry. Left shoulder stress sprain. So if an injury lasts a long time, it means the scar tissue is not being released, and it will create inflammation and then basically a lower functionality of the area. So a great way to work on that is for yarrow, an herb called yarrow salve or yarrow oil on the area, and that will release the scar tissues and increase the circulation. Of course, infrared light will also increase bioelectricity, but it will increase microcirculation and align the water ions in the area to increase circulation and accelerate healing. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery, but the whole left shoulder ouch point area, and the lung 1, lung 2 for the long thoracic nerve to the left shoulder and the target area. And then also ED, which is insulin resistance, just like diabetes. So for fibroids, fibroadenoma, all of those, of course the location matters, but boswellia is a fibrocytic herb, which is fibroid reducing. So abdominal hernia, yoga, gentle yoga, or even yin yoga, or even better, svarupa yoga. But let's work on the abdominal area, T7 to T12. Let's work on the pancreas for ED, T8, right side. And next we'll work with Aleister Crowley on Facebook. Thank you for holding up our Facebook team. And then grounding. Bladder 54, support the lower back, the hernia, ED areas, and then grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. Let me hold this up high so people can see my hands. Open Channels Energy has joined. Welcome. So let's continue on, and you can put in requests through Instagram if you like as well. But the abdominal hernia, CV4 would be the target. That's also good for the pancreas, for the ED. And let's work on nearby hernia areas, inguinal areas. And then grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So if anybody needs a charge, take a look at the other screen. We're charging the lower dantian, the CV4, the Zhen dantian in Chinese, to give everybody a charge, boost energy, and open up blockages, allow the energy to flood into the newly opened spaces that were closed before. So let's work. Aleister Crowley is next. Eyes, floaters, cataracts, mouth, dental, bone, gums. And we'll also work on auditory at the same time. Blood flow to the brain. Yep, and I am presuming that there's just a delay, but everybody can see me. Is that correct? We have a lot of requests, so we'll make it. If we get to go over time, I'm okay with that. Let me make sure I get this correct. Blood flow to the brain. For the eyes, we work on the visual cortex, GB19, high pressure, GB17, eye ouch points, visual hallucinations, I'd say really eat a ton of fermented foods, and get some herbs, some boswellia, which is also known as frankincense. Hallucinations, connecting to your true self, GB13, right side, and the in-tongue, the third eye area. And for your sister, let me know where the fibroids are. I know it'll come down on the screen later. But we want to work also on the eyes for Alistair. C3 for the eyes and floaters, the ouch point for the eyes. GB, the pituitary, cataracts, growth hormone. C3, 4, and 5 for the mouth, dental, bone, and gums. Definitely a chiropractic adjustment or yoga for the jaw. It will help a lot. Detox Shop and Spa has joined. Well, hello, Detox Shop and Spa. So for the eyes, the ouch point, anti-inflammation. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. C1 to C7 for the eyes, ears, nose, throat, jaw. Ouch point right where the jaw meets, right under the earlobe. Anti-inflammation T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And grounding, liver 3, and kidney 1, and the ouch point for the teeth, bone, and gums. So how's everybody doing? Feeling the chi? So again, we're going to work on fibroadenoma. And then we'll work with Drew. And let's head over to Instagram land. Rowan's tumor at L3 to L4. So I would definitely do work on cranial sacral therapy. We'll do cranial sacral fluid here. I would definitely put right poultices, clay poultices on the L3 to L4 area, and maybe alternate that with castor oil packs to draw out the toxins, whatever's at L3, L4. Make sure the mineral dense food and diet. So I'm glad to know that it's still benign, but definitely you need to get some mobility in that area to get oxygen and blood flow into that area. So let's work on that. And Drew as well. Good to see you, Drew. And Confident Being, 22. Blood command points of the brain. And the initialization of the entire central nervous system, which will include L3, L4. So the key to keeping that scan showing that it's still benign is oxygen and detoxing. The basic formula of human health. Remove toxins, add in oxygen. That's it. Oxygen and nutrients. That's our whole existence of health. That has been also proven by Nobel Prize winning scientists. Opening up blockages helps the plumbing of the cell on the cellular level as well. So there's a great product called Vein Health Drew from Global Healing. That would be a good option for you for vascular disease, coldness in the neck. Let's work on blood flow to the brain. Vertebral artery, carotid artery, and spinal artery. Relieving tension in the neck. The shoulder release points. GV17 for all circulation and vasculatory control. GV17, the medulla of the brain. So let's work directly on L3, L4. So L1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to cover the whole area, because a lot of times it's related. Let's work on, from a massage therapy perspective, releasing all the muscles further out to allow less entrapment of the nerves, more blood flow to the area. Lumbar 1 to 5. Lumbar 3 for the prostate, lymph and bones, T3 for the lymph, T1 for the bones, for your dad. And for blood pressure, GV17. So let's talk about kidney yang deficiency. And then we will not miss stress and anxiety for everyone. Kidney yang deficiency. So the kidney meridians. This is a Chinese perspective. We'll do the bioelectricity to the meridians, which is L1, L2 rather. And a great tonifying point for the kidney yang deficiency is spleen 6. Tracing the kidney meridian of the legs. And grounding liver 3. And guess what? Kidney 1. And additionally for bones, let's work on cranial sacral fluid for the tumor at L3 to L4. Anything dealing with bones, anything dealing with the spine. So cranial sacral, let's do that for everyone, as well as stress and anxiety for everyone. GB13 first. GB7, 8, 9. And tailbone 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, tailbone, that's a point. Tailbone 1, 2, 3, 4. Tailbone manages bone marrow. It's also the terminal point for cranial sacral fluid, which is a nourishment of the entire spine. And GV20 for the coldness anywhere for Drew in the body. So a good tip for peripheral vascular disease is cayenne. Take a small amount of cayenne, put it under your tongue, or put it in your food. It will bring circulation and heat to the extremities. Cayenne pepper would be a great remedy for you. Okay, we are on track. And we will work for Cancer, for the people that are very empathetic, feeling the stress, dealing with your father's cancer. Father, mother, me, and sister. Okay, we'll do that. Blood flow to the brain. And GB13 for anxiety, for everyone worrying about everybody else, which is a noble thing to do. In Tong to calm the mind and calm the monkey mind. Vertebral artery, spinal artery, blood flow to the brain for clarity and relaxation. T1 for platelets and anxiety as well. A brain tumor, look up HUISH, a woman who cured her brain tumor by inhaling frankincense. That seems to be a theme for today, frankincense in Australia. But you can actually steam it in a bowl and then inhale it so it'll cross the blood-brain barrier for brain cancers, brain tumors, as well as oxygen therapies, oxygenated waters, and different things as well. There are choices. Vertebral artery, spinal artery, T1 for the platelets, and T7 spleen for backup blood recycling. So we'll work on the brain by adding blood and oxygen to the brain. Sky window, vertebral artery. Of course, an alkaline diet is critical for any kind of benign or non-benign tumor or cyst. The more alkaline, the more oxygen. The more alkaline, the less inflammation. Just how it works. So we're going to also tap for Mercedes, for anal cancer, rectal cancer, skin and liver. So skin, T4. Liver, T9, right side. So those are related, T4 and the liver. Those are both detox organs. So it indicates a need for detoxing, and clay is the best way to do that. So T6 diaphragm indirectly manages oxygen. Nobel Prize winning scientists proved that oxygen is a normal cell triggered by a lack of oxygen to turn into a cancer cell as a survival tool. Just like many cysts are survival tools or hormone related. And grounding, liver 3, kidney 1. So blood flow to the brain. So we're going to work on breast cancer, infertility, Parkinson's and depression, anxiety, sciatica. We'll get all of those directly. So Larry in Arizona, I definitely recommend this. dry eyes, this is the most brilliant eye relief. See if I can get this into the camera. I have like 10 cameras around, so people can't see me. It is called Simulacin Homeopathic for the eyes. It works every time. Been using it for years. So let's work on this: infertility, breast cancer, and even depression. And yes, I did eyes, and I will do them again. So for Catherine, we have three requests: eyes, eyes, and eyes, and we will do that. Let's do it right now. The ouch point for the eyes. C3 for the eyes. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. So we initialize the endocrine system for the breast cancer and infertility, and then we work directly for the breast cancer T4. So we work on blood flow, nerve flow. That's the best way Tongren is effective. So that's the nerve flow. Then we work on the blood flow, the mammary arteries, the blood flow to the breast areas, delivering nutrients and oxygen to the breast. Lung 1, lung 2 as well. For Parkinson's, we work on the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. And for infertility, there are great adaptogenic herbs such as maca and boswellia and ashwagandha. And we work on L3 specifically. ADD, GB13 right side. There we go. So Parkinson's and depression, believe it or not, they are related from a physiology perspective of the microbiome. So the important thing is to eat tons of probiotic foods. Because certain proteins migrate from the gut by the vagus nerve to the brain and clog the brain. That's Parkinson's. It can also be lead toxicity mucking up the brain as well. But we will work on depression, GB13 right side, and the microbiome, L4, L5, and T11 and T12. And again, the sciatic, lumbosacral plexus, nerves of the lumbar and sacral areas, and then GB30 for the actual muscles around the sciatic. So from a bodywork perspective, that's what we would focus on as well. So upward dog, downward dog, there are specific yoga exercises for sciatic, such as modified pigeon pose, and lunges would be good, legs to chest. So there's a lot of choices. So again, for the eyes and the dry eyes, the lacrimal gland for Larry in Arizona, and the eyes for Catherine, C3, GV17, and the eyes, ouch point. All of the above. And we are just about there for everyone. I apologize for going a minute or two over. but we will work on optic nerve atrophy and glaucoma and cataracts. That seems to be common tonight. And for MS, you need to rule out Epstein-Barr virus. And you need to track your inflammation markers. And work on reducing your fat in your diet and working on high green vegetable and fruit type of diet to reduce the inflammation, whatever the cause is, and to heal. And you need to get a ton of vitamin B12. Blood flow to the brain command points, and brain stem command points. So homeopathy is excellent. So the diet for MS, and I'm presuming this to be the case, would be a low-fat diet, herbs like fermented turmeric and boswellia, but especially antimicrobial, antibacterial, and clay is an excellent option for MS as well, clay therapy. So, teeth. See 3, 4, and 5. So, everything is interconnected, so therefore, a phone call came in. Vertebral artery, spinal artery, and we'll finish up here. I don't want to hold you guys up too long. But overcoming MS, there's only one question to ask about: what is the cause of MS according to that diet? And is it really getting to the true cause? And I believe it probably is. So naturopaths are excellent. But a diet in general, a healthy alkaline-based diet, is antiviral anyway, and oxygenating as well. So that will solve the problem, even if it isn't specifically identified as an Epstein-Barr virus. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But 95% of the entire world has been noted as having, through the World Health Organization, as having Epstein-Barr virus at least one time in their life. Very common virus. So I will look up Dr. Jelinek. Thank you very much for that. But we will work for MS, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Work on the microbiome. T11, T12, L4, L5. Down the legs. And then vertebral artery to the spinal artery, but then the vagus nerve down the torso. So if that diet works, that's it. Gotta go for it. I've never heard of the Dr. Jelinek diet, but I will look it up, and I'm guessing it's an anti-inflammatory, high green kind of diet. The key with all the therapies, you got to understand the cause of the cause. Once you understand that, you can build a diet on top of that. A good diet may have indirectly remedied MS or different things, but if you don't really target the cause, if the cause really is viral, then you will be constantly fighting that battle. And if you get weak and can't keep up with the diet, the virus can come back because it can be resident in the body for up to for decades. But I have a lot to learn, and thank you for that important information. Grounding number 3. And for everyone, I apologize for going over a few minutes. So everyone take a deep breath, relax, and put your mind in your lower dantian about 2 inches below your belly button. Kimbees, what did I miss? I think I got everybody. Put it in again, and I'll do it right now. I can't, if I scroll through, I might miss it. So, adrenal health, I got detox and healing, broken right foot. Okay. So, adrenal health. So, vertebral artery, spinal artery, and L1, L2 for adrenal health. T7 right side for blood flow to the right foot. T1 for the bone building to recover. Don't forget to use yarrow balm or wheatgrass balm on the foot. And let's work on the ouch point, on the ouch point, right foot, and more bone points. Sorry if I missed you. T1 for the bones and GB39 for the bones. And I recommend foot soaks with silicaceous acid, which is going to build the bones, because those are the precursors to collagen, and the mineralization will help to build the bone. And there you go. Nobody was missed. Thank you for catching that. So for gentle mind, you got to think of what the cause of the cause is. If it was undone by teeth issues, for sure it's all connected, and that would be a possible cause. But there may be some underlying inflammation or viral or bacterial infection. So there you go, Kimbees. Don't want to miss you. And let's charge up the lower dantian, which will also help with the feet, broken bones, energy to rebuild. If anything, gentle mind, rule out Epstein-Barr virus. Just rule it out, get a test, and then you can move on to other possible situations. For your naturopaths, those are the best doctors in the world. Thank you for everyone for joining, and we will do a clearing and harmonizing tone, and I will let you all go. Sorry for holding up late. And we have one more remaining question. Will biomagnetic kill everything? It depends on the strength of the device, the design of the device. There are so many of these devices. Biomagnetics can help. Infrared light therapies are always helpful. But remember, these things in and of themselves, unlike a Rife machine, they do not target viruses or bacteria. They target the environment that will negatively impact their prosperity. That's how that works. So Dolly, thank you very much for joining, and I will see you all next week. Gentle mind, feel free to email me if you have any other questions, because there are a lot of different things you can do, and I'll look up, if you could maybe email me some references to Dr. Genelic, and I'll look that up and do my homework on that as well. Thanks very much and have a great day. And you guys are all awesome. Thank you for joining us again. And take care and have a great day. Be kind to one another and enjoy healing through spiritual consciousness and elevation of your own spirit. And that's one of the greatest tools you have to heal yourself as well. Take care and have a great day.